curious how no preseason games, obviously just so much things that are different and unique heading into this season. How has that affected your ability to prepare or how you are preparing to face the Jets?
Well, I think that it's not really a new opponent. Obviously, each and every year it's different personnel and stuff around the league. But as far as, offense-wise, same quarterback, same offensive coordinator. So we kind of just been, obviously watching past games and trying to get an idea of what they might be running. But, without preseason games, it's a little bit different. We've had to kind of dial in a little more in practice, not as much reps as we've had in the past without the OTAs and all that. So, every day you come in here, you got to be able to focus and know, what the task is at hand and what you need to improve on.
So playing a divisional opponent is probably perfect to start the season, especially under these circumstances.
Yeah, I would say that's probably, rather than a foreign opponent. Yeah, I think that's helped us out a little bit. Obviously, it's the first game of the season, so they can do anything. They don't have to run anything they ran in the past. It's the National Football League. There's no one saying they have to run these plays. So, but knowing, I guess, a little bit of the personnel and, playing them 2 times a year, playing the head coach, offensive coordinator, last, 2 years, 3 years and, 2 different teams. So it's helped us out a little bit.
Appreciate it. Good to see you, man.
You too, man.
Hey, Micah, you said earlier a couple weeks ago that this training camp was the most competitive training camp since you got to Buffalo. Curious to see how that's going to help your team come Sunday.
I think competition brings out the best in everybody. The offense has been competing well against us. We've been competing well against them. So special teams, we've had one-on-one competitions and stuff to try to bring out some more competition. And I think the more that we're competing, the better we're going to be. And it's kind of since day one of training camp, there's been a little smack talk. Defense wants to beat the offense every day, and vice versa. So I think it's going to help us out in the long run.
And kind of building off of John's question with no preseason games to go off of, I feel like the Bills have quite a few offensive weapons. Do you think practicing against them every single day is going to help you guys come Sunday? I know the Jets have receivers like Denzel Mims, Rashad Perriman, and Le'Veon Bell, but we have some pretty good receivers and a couple good running backs as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think, with their team, obviously it starts with the running game and Le'Veon Bell, the quarterback, Sam Darnold's able to make any throw. And then Crowder. Last year, Crowder had the first game of the season. He had a heyday against us. He was not necessarily taking the top off of the defense, but he just does his, crafty stuff on the inside and working. And going against a guy like Cole Beasley every single day in practice, for everybody, not just for the nickels and the corners and safeties and linebackers, everybody having to go against a guy like that. It's really prepared us well. So, yeah, we have a bunch of guys on offense that have particular skill sets that are going to get us ready for this football game.
Thanks, Micah.
Of course.
Hey, Micah, Matt here. Good to see you. Thanks for taking the time. We've been talking to a couple people this week, coaches, players, about, the challenges of preparing for the Jets. But how much of this thing is just about the continuity on your side of things and the familiarity with – sorry, the dog's in the background there. That's Zoom Live, right? But just like the continuity there and kind of what you brought over from last year into this year and just, knowing all these guys.
Well, I think it's going to be big, and kind of what we talked about before, playing a divisional opponent, going into this first game is big. But at the same time, there's a lot of guys in this locker room that have been here for some time. I can speak defensively. Yeah, we made some moves and brought in some guys, and some guys have left. But, I think with the guys in the back end, the linebackers, we've been a part of this thing for a while together. So, even like day one training camp, you can call it play. We're all going to know what to do. It's just a matter of getting out there and playing with each other, making those calls and stuff again. So we already do have that chemistry together, but we, obviously have to build on top of that. And, I say every year, you don't want to be playing your best ball in September. I think it's impossible, but you definitely don't want to be. You want to make it, each game getting better and better and better. And, hopefully that's the process that we go through.
And after a few weeks now of, some live practices sprinkled in there, what have been your impressions of Zach Moss, early impressions of him?
Hard runner. Good dude, just conversations I had with him. But just a guy that gets the ball and just he runs hard. That's what you expect from these NFL running backs. So he's going to be a weapon for us. I'm excited to see what he's able to do against some other opponents. But I think the sky's the limit for him.
Well, thanks, Micah.
Of course.
Hey, Michael, one more question for you. Is there any different feelings going into this week 1 game, just knowing what you guys have on offense and defense and what this team has been building for the last 4 years?
You mean as far as expectations?
Yeah, expectations, mindset, just thoughts as this game approaches on Sunday, knowing what this season could mean for the team and the franchise.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of urgency since we got into training camp to know that this isn't one of those. It's not 2017 where kind of everything's unknown. It's not 2018 where we're trying to figure out the pieces still, trying to get a quarterback, trying to establish a bunch of different positions. Last year, we kind of got a little streak, got a little momentum, and so obviously this year we're trying to build off that, and no one's clueless. Everyone understands, the type of urgency you got to have to go into this season. But we're taking it one game at a time. Honestly, we're going into the season. We're trying to get win number 1. That's all we care about. It's going to be unique with the pandemic going on and no crowd and all that type of stuff. It's going to be unique, but we got to figure out a way. This is just another opportunity.
Thanks, Micah.
Cool.
Hey, Micah, one more from me too. Hopefully my dogs can chill for a second. Obviously a big week for Tre'Davious White. You've been with him now for 3 years. What were your impressions and, how happy were you, a teammate, a defensive backfield teammate that kind of has a life-changing moment?
Beyond happy for him. I think that seeing Tre'Davious' growth from day one to where he is now is it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I told him, when he first got here, just watching him practice, how much potential he had. And he's only just scratched the surface. He has a long way to go, and he's making so many plays. I talk to him every single day, not just about football, just about random stuff, just about life, and just a humble dude. So I'm just beyond happy for him. But as far as going into this game, I think there's no added pressure for him. He's Tre'Davious. Go out there, be yourself, have fun like you always do. Get on our nerves like you always do. Just continue to be yourself, and that's what we love about it. But as far as the whole contract stuff, man, like that's I don't. Everybody in here is just beyond happy for him, so he just has to continue to be himself.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Hey, Micah, John Scott again. I wanted to ask you, month or so, you guys have been going against Stephon Diggs. What have you seen from your perspective and learned about him that you didn't prior to camp starting?
What did I learn? Well, I've always known he's been a very good receiver, a type of guy that reads the defense really well, is able to find the holes in the defense and zone coverage, stuff like that. One-on-one, he can expose anybody who's guarding him. I played against him in the past plenty of games to know what type of football player he was. I was in Green Bay. I can remember his I want to say opening. It might have been opening night or the second game of the season. We were at Minnesota right when they opened up the stadium, and he went off. He went off that game, and we knew what he was capable of doing, but we just couldn't stop him. So, coming into this year, knowing that we have a receiver like that that's able to make big plays for your offense, and then competing against him in practice, I understand what he's going to do to help this football team, help the offense. So, I'm excited. We've went against him. He's kind of one of those guys that he makes a lot of plays, and he lets you know he's making plays. So, which is good. I'm the same way. Competitors, guys want to compete and they want to make plays and they want to let everybody know they're making plays. So, it's exciting to see, and he's brought the best in us, and I'm sure we brought the best in him.
Yeah, we've seen that competitive nature even yesterday when, him and Tre'Davious, when they weren't even going against each other, start talking. How does that breed amongst everyone when a guy of that level brings in that type of intensity out the gate with a new team?
It's cool to see. It's cool to see. 'Cause, honestly, he could somebody like that could easily come in here and just, coach get by. Meetings start at 9, show up at 8:45. We're done at 3. He walks out of here at 3:10. It's easy for guys, like that to have been in the league for a while to just, go about the routine and kind of get in and out. But I just think the environment here, the atmosphere that we're in and here in Buffalo and in this facility, guys are always willing to stick around here, get better. And, it's exciting to see not just him, but just a lot of guys on offense, a lot of guys on defense. Like I'll probably, we're done for the day right now, but I can walk in the locker room and I guarantee, 95% of the guys are still in the locker room or in the training room or in the weight room. Guys just sticking around. I mean, it is Buffalo, where there's not a beach nearby that we can all go sip some margaritas and stuff. But, we enjoy being here and we just love to find a way to try to get better.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Hey, Micah, it's Sal. What's going on, man? Great to see you.
Sal, what's up?
Hey, how's the baby? Everybody good?
Oh, great. Growing fast.
I know. They grow quick. I missed the softball game this year, but we'll get back on it next year, man.
Sure will.
I want to build on John's question a little bit and your answer about the competitiveness. One of the coolest things for us is standing in the end zone and watching you guys go one-on-one against the wide receivers, and it's pretty cool. Can you kind of just talk about how that competitiveness has grown with the talent on both sides of the ball, and even how much maybe this year more so that this offense has challenged you guys as a whole, given all the weapons and Josh's growth and things like that on a daily basis on defense?
Yeah. I talked about this the last time I was talking to you guys is, kind of from the 17, 18, to last year till now, kind of the process of the evolution of the Bills offense has came a long way. And I'd be lying to you guys. I would have never admitted this back then, but it was frustrating, some of those years to go out there and, defense possibly playing well or, getting some takeaways and turn the ball or getting some turnovers from the offense, and then our offense going out there and struggling. So it was frustrating. But now, we're at the point where we're just as excited for this offense as they are. There's a bunch of weapons. They get after us in practice. There's sometimes where they, have a quick 2-minute drive on us. We get back to the sideline. We're like, dang, like what just happened? They got 4 or 5 big plays on us, and then we're off the field and we're like, what is going on? So they're gonna be pretty good, and we understand that they're gonna obviously continue to have to get better, and just like our defense is, and like I said, we're excited for them.